What's going on, guys? This is Zoe, No Days Off DFS, here to bring you guys a breakdown for another NBA preseason slate. You already know what time it is. We got 7 games. You know your boy's going to break it down. If you're new here and you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content we're putting out over here on the channel. NBA season's right around the corner. And just like I'm doing right now, going to be doing this all NBA season long. So if you're not trying to miss any of the tidbits and stuff that I got for you, definitely hit that subscribe button and drop a like if the videos are helping you guys in any way, shape, or form. Been getting a lot of love lately for the videos. Thank you guys for the support. I hope that the stuff is helping you win some money. I hope it's not wasting your time, and let's just keep it rolling and going. Today, of course, we got a couple other sports stuff going on. We got hockey going on. There's a showdown slate for football. And I want to say there's also a college football going on as well. But we're going to focus on the NBA. Might have some content for you guys for the showdown slate for football, of course. I mean, it's the Chiefs taking on the Denver Broncos. I really don't know how much more straightforward it could be on that slate. You know, you're going to go ahead. Travis Kelce, want to say what? Taylor Swift's supposed to be in the building again for this game. At this point, you honestly cannot tell me that the NFL has not partnered with Taylor Swift and they're using her to get a extra, I don't know, XYZ number of viewership or something, because every single time that she goes to a game, it has to be announced or some extra shit. And now, of course, I'm doing exactly what the NFL wants, talking about it. But it's kind of a little frustrating because it's really just aggravating me that all these other celebrities go to football games and shit like that to go watch their homeboys play or watch their significant others, stuff like that, play, all that, whatever. But because it's Taylor Swift, we have to focus so heavy on it, and it's stupid. Who cares? Who honestly gives a fuck? Nobody. But yeah. So, matter of fact, drinking game for you guys tonight. Every single time the broadcast mentions Taylor Swift or it pans the camera to her for no reason, take a shot. Take a shot. I'm not promoting underage drinking, but just really nice, fun drinking game for a Thursday night. All right, looking at the NBA yesterday, not too bad. I know it was a 2-game slate. If you guys were inside of the Discord, also on the Patreon, everyone, we got this preseason player pool sheet right here. I know you guys can't see the bottom part of it, but we really did nail some things right here. Of course, Kristaps Porzingis, he was not a core play. This is my earlier sheet that I had put out. He wasn't a core play after the news that came out that they were only going to play a little. That they were going to just play the starters a little bit. So Kristaps, he got bumped down, and then we focused on Tyrese Maxey, De'Aaron Fox, and Sabonis ended up being core plays, and running that out as the core. And then, of course, later on, whenever the news about Anthony Davis and LeBron James sitting and Austin Reeves, we went ahead and really focused on the starters for the Lakers, that they were definitely some good plays. And, of course, some of the bench guys like Hood and Maxey, both of them, they were both really good plays that we really hit the head on right there. So definitely, if you guys are interested in stuff like this, wanting to see the player pool that I'm putting out for the day, my notes in regards to what's going on with the players, you know, if we don't have the news, what you could do in regards to if they're playing, if they're out, things like that, definitely check the link down in the description for the Patreon, because all that stuff is up there on the Patreon. A player pool, my core, as you can see, that is what you're going to be getting for the NBA season as well. I'll be doing these sheets like this every night for the NBA, every slate that I'm playing. I will have this out. So definitely, if you guys are looking for more information like that, of course, props, there'll be more on the way. Right now for preseason, I really don't like putting out the props on the Patreon, because if the stuff moves like yesterday, last minute news, the props, they're moving so quickly. I'm blasting inside of the Discord, and people are grabbing the props like that for it. I will tell you right now, Sabonis yesterday should have definitely went over on his points. The fact that he missed so many free throws, played into the third quarter, late into the third quarter, and still missed his, what I think was at 10.5. Legit hooked. Made no sense whatsoever. But we move. Looking at tonight's slate, to be very honest with you, I have gone through Hoop and looked through everything. There's truly no real news on these teams. So we're going to go box score by box score, looking over who they played so far in the preseason, how many games they played, see if we can't get an idea. I would hope that some of these teams are going to ramp up their minutes for their players and starters. Of course, whenever I see stuff come out on the Twitter, I will go ahead and retweet that, put that out. And I'm going to hold out on putting out the player pool for today and the notes and stuff until more towards the afternoon when I can get a better idea of what is going to go on with some of these things. But still just going to at least give an insight idea of where and what we can go to for some of these players, the stars that we could possibly look at, build upon, and things like that. Some of these teams we've seen them play multiple times already, like the Memphis Grizzlies. They play like, what, 2 games I'm pretty sure of. So we kind of have an idea somewhat that they're ramping up the minutes for their starters, who to focus in on that team right there and things like that. Some of these other teams, if they've already played a half for their players, then definitely we could probably expect them to play into the third quarter, possibly by now, get to that 24-ish minute mark, which is typically taking your players into the beginning of that third quarter time frame. And then if players, they only play like about 16 or so minutes, though, that definitely means like, okay, maybe we might actually see some more second quarter run, like a full half for some of these players. So things like that, I definitely feel like we can actually pay attention, look to, and hopefully get an idea about for them here. All right, so first game on the dock, we got the Detroit taking on my OKC Thunder. This game is actually being played in Canada. This is part of the Canada series for them. Detroit, they played 1 game so far already, going up against the Phoenix Suns. In that game, they actually ran their starters pretty decent. Cade Cunningham, 23 minutes. Jalen Duren only played 15, but I want to say that he's actually nicked up, banged up a little bit. Isaiah Stewart, 24 minutes. Amir? Which Thompson brother is this? This Amir or Amar? Asar Thompson, he played practically the whole daggone game. So rookie, they're going to run him out there for the minutes. I love that right there. If they're really going to go out there and give him another 30 plus minutes, that's like immense value right there that you can just go ahead and jam in just because he's going to be out there on the court. Minutes equal value inside the NBA. I don't care, what it is, but the production practically was a stat sheet stuffer. Him and Cade, they might be some triple-double upside for the season when the season actually rolls around and we get that. But just looking at it, the players that we want to target now, let's go back to Detroit Pistons. Jalen Duren, I'm pretty sure that he was banged up. He's dealing with a mid-ankle sprain, so I'm pretty sure he didn't practice on Tuesday. Doubt that he's going to play. During, so no word whether or not if you will, so of course we're gonna have to pay attention to that, but I don't see any reason to push a player in preseason. So with him being out, I'm pretty sure we're going to see the backup bigs for them, like Marvin Bagley Jr. I've heard immense great things about him. Indicated last week, Bagley and Wiseman, they're competing for the backup big spot, and Bagley has made significant impact during Sunday's preseason opener. Despite coming off the bench, he led the team scoring efficiency, and he tied with Wiseman for second on the team in rebounds. Bagley and Wiseman would like the team to compete for the permanent backup role as the regular season approaches, but Bagley had a much better performance than Sunday. So depending on who they actually start, we already know that there's a battle for that backup big spot. So between Bagley and Wiseman, definitely wouldn't mind taking a punch on either one of these guys, especially if one of them actually gets a start. We'll probably favor one of those two over there. We did just see what Chet and Collins just did going up against my Thunder. Even though Chet is back finally for the season, we actually have that rim protector and that right there. Definitely can get pushed around, things like that. And we already know Bagley, he's been in the league for a minute. Same thing for Wiseman. Two centers that actually know, what's going on, what they're doing. So possibly can bully Chet around, get some finesse out there. I would definitely have loved the matchup better for Duren if he was out there, because big body Duren, man, that's some athleticism that you just can't teach. Definitely like he would have had a really good game going up against Chet or whatnot. But definitely either one of those centers right there, good looks, good plays. Just got to pay attention to the starting lineup. Cade Cunningham, of course, he's in play. If you're telling me he's going to play 25-ish plus minutes, and then Asar Thompson, just all those minutes right there, 5,400. Definitely just go ahead, jam that in. If he's gonna actually, if we get word that they're gonna run their starters and stuff like that for that long, I'm definitely gonna take that 100%. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he sat out the first preseason game. We played going up against the Spurs. Really not too much to dissect into that, just because we did sit some players in regards to Shai. Shai, he did not play. So we saw Chet, Giddey, Jalen Williams, Lou Dort really get out there. And then they started Kassan Wallace. Wallace, he played more minutes than all the other guys. He played into the latter half of the game, into the second half. Maybe we see Coach Mark Daigneault rack up the minutes a little bit more for them. I would expect Dort possibly, because they are playing in Montreal, which is Dort's hometown. That is where Dort is from. Possibly to see Dort play a decent run. Wouldn't be surprised if Dort actually has a pretty decent game, since he will be playing at home. This will be the first time that he ever gets to play at home. I understand he is from Canada. He has played, of course, Toronto. Normally, whenever him and Shai always play in Canada, they have good games. But Dort, he is playing at home. Wouldn't mind taking a stab at Dort if I'm making multiple lines. Definitely for sure. If Shai is out, there will be more shots and stuff like that to go around, things like that. But if Shai is in, depending on the minutes, of course, I'll have some interest in Shai, but at 9,400, and there's some other studs that I really feel like we can go to on the slate. Not necessarily needed, especially if we're only going to get barely a half of Shea. Would rather prioritize some of the other plays on the slate instead. But if Shea is going to be out, Chet, just the fancy corporate minute that he was able to go out there and put up, the rebounding, the blocks, the scoring. Like, the scoring is phenomenal. What he went out there and did. Would definitely go right back to Chet. Josh Giddey, so more of a facilitator than he's a scorer. Not really looking there, but Jalen Williams, J Dub, not the other, not J Will, J Dub, which will be this one right here, would definitely have some interest in him. Chet kind of did outshine him in that department, but he was trying to go out there and guard freaking Victor Wembanyama, so really don't blame him. And then last but not least, I would definitely take another stab at Ousmane Deng. Looked really good out there, played a lot of minutes. Of course, was the first big off the bench rotated in for them, so they definitely are trying to see what they got in Deng this preseason. Definitely seeing if he is putting in the work that he showed during summer league and everything. It is showing. They're giving him the minutes to give him the run. So definitely don't mind taking another stab at Deng. Looks really good. And then Keshawn Wallace will be another one as a punt play if you're looking for someone in that value in that 3K, 4K and below range would be someone that I would actually go ahead and take a stab on over there. All right, going over to Orlando Magic. We only got to see the starters for Orlando. They didn't play too heavy in this game. Let's see, Paolo, 20 minutes. So maybe we actually see them go into the third quarter in this position. And if they do, for me, it's going to be Paolo all day, every day. 12 points, 2 steals, rebound, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Definitely would take that right here, especially going up against the Cleveland Cavaliers with no Evan Mobley out there, and looking at their game going up against the Atlanta. Clint Capella went out there. He had himself a pretty good game out there. 10 rebounds, 7 points. Did pretty decent out there on the boards, crashing glass. Definitely feel like Paolo playing for Team USA out there in the World Cup. They kind of had him play in the center position. I really feel like that kind of paid dividends for him in that aspect. But Paolo, just the usage and everything that he has, I'll definitely take a stab at Paolo. Wendell Carter Jr., don't mind him, especially going up against some of the other bigs that they got over there for Cleveland. Not going to be dealing with any Jarris Allen out there. If these starters are going to actually see, if we get where like 20, 24 minutes, definitely just 100% mature. Paolo, Wendell Carter, don't mind either one of those guys. And over here off their bench, really nobody is tickling the whistle over here off the bench, not too much. Maybe take a stab at Suggs. France, we already know he could light it up if he ever actually gets the scoring bug going. Whatnot would be interesting. Joe Ingles, he sat out the last game. I know that they want to work him in here and actually get, see the chemistry and everything with him. I did see a report saying that they were going to rotate sitting their starters and sitting players throughout the preseason. So we definitely will want to know the starting lineup for the Orlando Magic, see what that is. Luckily, of course, this is one of those first games, so we'll actually have that news about Paolo. Me, the main guy that we want to focus in for the Magic. And then you can take a stab at Marco Fultz, but not a must gimme right there. Over here for Cleveland, looking at them, the Cavs, let's see, starters for the Cavs, they only played barely 2 rotations. So hopefully we actually get 20 to 24 minutes. If that's going to be the case, that should be some third quarter run for them. In this sense, 20 to 24 minutes. Yeah, we should actually see possibly some third quarter run for them here in this position spot. So hopefully we actually get that. If that is going to be the case, Evan Mobley, we've just been reading the reports that they're wanting to play and use Evan Mobley as a hub on their offense. They're wanting to play fast, definitely more off ball movement, some cuts, some screens, more threes. That's definitely going to play into Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, which, as you see, Darius Garland went 0 of 5, 1 of 10 in that game out there for them. So some of those things definitely means a lot. Max Strus, you do got a shooter out there that's going to shoot. If he can actually make the shot, that'll be interesting. But Evan Mobley would be the main guy I want to take from Cleveland Cavaliers. Maybe you can take a stab at Donovan Mitchell if they are actually going to play about 20 to 24 minutes. We're going to know Donnie, he can go out there. He can stuff the stat sheet, especially if he gets hot from scoring. He can go ahead and do that out there. So don't mind either one of those two. Darius Garland would be low on the totem pole for me just because he is more of that point guard role. He will facilitate, and it takes him a minute to get going. And Donovan Mitchell, the more of the guy that's going to go ahead and jack up those shots and get those shots. So between Donnie and Evan Mobley would be the two. If we get word that they're going to get about 20, 24 minutes, I would definitely take a stab at those guys. And then off the bench, you can go Isaac Corey. He had a pretty decent game, more for his defense. So I'm actually pretty shocked at the 19 points that he got right there. You can take a stab at that if you want to, but I'll go right back to Imani Bates. Only 14 minutes in that first game, 10 points, 2 block, a rebound. I'm not sorry, Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, guys. 1 block, 1 steal, and 2 rebounds. Not a bad Not bad numbers for him. What is his price at right now? Still, Imani Bates. I got him priced at 401. So, still not bad. Wouldn't mind just going right back to him. I know he's gonna get run in the preseason. They've already talked about the upside that he has. So for real, Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell will be the main two that you want to take from the Cleveland Cavaliers if we get words about their minutes and what they're gonna do and how they're gonna play. I'm actually going to skip over to the Hawks real quick since I still have them up right here. So for the Atlanta Hawks, looking at them inside of this game, this is the only other preseason game that they played. Starters out there, so Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, only 16, 17 minutes right there. If we actually get word that they will play, hold on one second. Oh, sorry. If we get word that they're actually going to play, of course, again, the 20, 24 minutes marks, DeJounte Murray, probably the main guy that I want to go to. I know Trae Young, he could light it up and go off and pop off and everything that he's done, but DeJounte Murray is just something about him, the upside that he has out there, especially if he can actually get hot from scoring. If he takes the preseason seriously, definitely would love to go that, but there's nothing wrong with going Trae Young. Out there, we know both of these guys, they're the main guys that are going to have the ball in their hand. You're going to give me about 24 minutes of Trae Young or DeJounte Murray. I'm going to take either one of those guys on any given night. Clint Capella, no, not really looking there. Johnson, no, not really a cup of tea that I'm looking to go to here on the day. And then really nobody from the bench, not really too interested for the Atlanta Hawks bench. But yeah, definitely Trae Young, DeJounte Murray would be the two that I would actually focus on. Outside of that, not really doing it. Bogdanovich and Hunter, they didn't play in the last game, so maybe they're actually going to be back for this game. But just still, yeah, it would just be DeJounte Murray and Trae Young for me from them. And then I'll go ahead and I'll hit Memphis real quick. Memphis, we already know it's the Bane Jaren Jackson Jr. show. They've been playing some pretty heavy minutes so far throughout the preseason. They're playing into the third quarter. We actually saw that in the last game. So Jaren Jackson Jr. 24 minutes, Desmond Bane 26 minutes. I will be going right back to them because all the usage, everything is coming from those two on the team. If Adams was to miss again, Tillman, he will probably be slid into that starting lineup. So Tillman wouldn't be a bad value play down there. And then, of course, we will actually see Kenny Lofton Jr., Rivia, Roddy. These guys will be the backups out there with Tillman slid into the starting lineup. So I definitely don't mind going right back to Lofton, Ken Lofton Jr. I just love the kid's upside, the hustle and everything, just big body Roddy. Don't mind going to him as well off the bench. So either one of these guys would be players that I would go to off the bench if I had to, if Adams is out. If they say Adams again, that's a big if. Also, Marcus Smart, he hasn't played yet. I want to say he's dealing with like an abdominal strain or something like that, but yeah, still, definitely, it's just Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane, just the minutes that they're getting. And if they're playing 26, 24 minutes, possibly could see 30 minutes a day. So I will definitely be taking that. They might both be core plays, but it's either going to be one or the other right there, especially if we get that news about their minutes for today. All right, going over to Charlotte Hornets taking on Washington. So last game, we got word that they were going to actually end up playing 20 to 24 minutes, literally right around lock, and I missed that news. So hopefully I actually am able to catch that news today. But if you're going to tell me I'm going to get 20, 24 minutes, maybe possibly 30 minutes of LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, and PJ Washington, sign me up. I'll go ahead and I will take that all day, every day. The Hornets, looking at what they did going up against the Heat, minutes wise, 26 minutes, 22 minutes, 24 minutes. These three guys will be the main guys that'll be in play for me. Mark Williams, make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah, Mark Williams. He'll definitely be in play as a value center that you could possibly go to. We know that he can actually stuff the stat sheet in regards to his defensive upside. Definitely don't mind that. Can rebound pretty well as well. But it'll be Ball, Terry Rozier will be the main two that I want to go to. Definitely would try to get that LaMelo Ball into my line. If you can tell me Melo is going to go out there and play about 24 to 30 minutes, I will take that all day, every day. And then, of course, Terry Rozier, PJ Washington, can't go wrong with either one of those two, but the primary will be LaMelo Ball. Off the bench, definitely want to go right back to their rookie, Brandon Miller. We'll go to him, 22 minutes, not bad minutes out there, 8, 1, 3, 3. Still, of course, rookie. Gonna get the playing time. Should still see playing time at least in the 20s, regardless of whoever's gonna start and how long they're gonna play out there. So that'll be the way that I would actually go for them on that side. Washington, not even gonna look at theirs because their first game they played going up against some overseas team, so really kind of skewed. But for them, at the end of the day, it's really just gonna be Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, and if you're gonna tell me that they're gonna at least play the 20s, 20 plus minutes, we already know that the Hornets, they were a pretty poor defensive team last season. That's not gonna change, especially not at the forward position, which is one of the spots that we used to attack them at all last season, and their center position. So definitely Gafford, Kuzma, Poole, all of them will be in play once again on the slate. But I just got to at least get the word of how many minutes, and I would kind of prioritize Kuzma over all of them, just because we know Kuzma, he can ball out there. He's been playing for this team for quite a minute. But if you're gonna like legit, if they're gonna play 24 to 30 minutes, I would definitely take Kuzma, Poole, Gafford. One of those guys would definitely make it into my line, just for the because all the usage is going to come from literally these three right here. Tyus Jones, he's more of a facilitating guard to me, but I know he can put up some fantasy points, pretty decent, sneaky on the defensive side. We know Melo, he could definitely turn the ball over. Same thing with Terry Rozier. So maybe there'll be some upside for Tyus Jones if you need to like pay down a little bit at the guard position, but not a must. You don't have to go to him. Corey Kispert, definitely don't mind that right there. Outside of that, nobody else really interesting right there. Denver, really don't know what Denver's going to do. I would be surprised if they actually even play their starters deep into the second, even into the third quarter. They're the defending champs. They really don't need to play that much. So wouldn't look towards the starting lineup unless we legit get where they'll play like 24 minutes, and I'll of course have to have interest in Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Outside of that, not really looking there. I would look more towards their young guys in their bench. Zeke Naji, Schroeder had a really good game last game out, so definitely Schroeder, Zeke Naji. Reggie Jackson, he played really good in his limited time and minutes that he played off the bench, so if you want to take a stab there, but he's a vet. I really don't know how much run he'll actually get out there. But Watson, those would be the guys I mainly would look to here on this team if I'm even trying to mess with anything for Denver. But of course, again, I really don't see them playing some deep minutes. That would be kind of weird to me if you actually are running your vets. There's just no reason for it at all whatsoever. All right, going over to the Bulls. Looking at the Bulls, they played the Bucks in their first game. Patrick Williams, 22, 23, 17 minutes for their vets in Levine, Vucevic, and DeRozan. I'd be shocked again if these vets even played 24-ish minutes here. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't see anybody in this game playing too heavy minutes, to be honest with you guys. I really don't. But if they were, DeRozan, the usage that he commands and everything, wouldn't mind that. Vooch, be decent play. Maybe focus more on Kobe White. He looked like he was pretty decent in his time and play out there. He played 23 minutes, 14 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds, looking like he's going to be the starting point guard. So Kobe White, I'd take a stab at him. You can actually attack Jamal Murray and Denver at the point guard position. That was a spot that we used to attack last season. So definitely Kobe White. And then if you want to mess with Patrick Williams, really not the best fantasy point producing player when he's out there, but you could try there. And then off their bench, not really anybody off their bench that sparks or anything to me. Not really looking there. So kind of might be one of my more fade games right here. Probably will end up just fading that game because I really don't like it. All right, now this game for sure you're gonna have to have some pieces from Houston and New Orleans Pelicans. Just once again, young team. Houston plays pretty fast. Houston doesn't. I don't care. They really do not play the greatest defense. Look at this total: 122 to 103. This one right here, and Brooks got ejected in his first game with them. Only played 5 minutes, so maybe you can go to Dylan Brooks. Maybe he'll actually get his preseason shine. But looking at what the starters actually did, minutes there, loved it. So I would have maybe we can get another 24 to 30 minutes for the starters. Would love that. And for them, Jabari Smith Jr., what he did out there, 14.7 rebounds. We'll go right back to that. Looked really good. Definitely have some interest there. Afro Shangoon, interest for him as well. Here would be someone that I would actually go to. And then who else? Sorry, I accidentally clicked off of it, guys. Definitely Jalen Green really kind of let me down. 5 for 12, 11 points, 1 steal, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Jalen Green, but really it will be Jabari Smith at the top for me, and then Jalen Green. I really want to see more games with Fred VanVleet before I even want to take a stab at him. Not really exciting exactly, but wouldn't be surprised if he goes out there and plays decently. You could take a stab there, but it'll be Jabari Smith Jr., Jalen Green, Shangoon, and then Fred VanVleet for me if I'm taking anything. And then off the bench, where's my boy at? Where's my boy? Where is he? Easton. Oh, here we go. Tari Easton. 11 points, 2 steals, a block, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. Like I said, fantasy point per minute producer when he's out there on the court, can play limited minutes and just literally rack up the stats. Tari Easton, another player that you can go ahead and take off the bench. And then the other Thompson twin, really great stat line in 21 minutes, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 points. And that was with going 1 of 9. Definitely would actually take a chance on the other Thompson twin as well. That looks pretty good. Ken Whitmore if you want to go there, but really it would be Tari Easton's the main guy I want off the bench. And then the other Thompson twin, that'd be really nice right there to get either one of those right there. All right, going over to Pelican side. Really didn't see too much from the Pelicans in that first game. Didn't play their starters too deep of minutes. Bi, Zion, all of them, they played sub 20 minutes out there. So if you're gonna tell me Zion maybe 25 minutes out here in the spot, I take a chance on him just because I really don't feel like the Rockets will be able to guard and deal with the power of what Zion brings out there onto the table. Definitely have some interest in Zion. Maybe you could look to a Bi as well. That'll be okay. But then off the bench, definitely would take a stab at where is he at? Where is he at? Dyson Daniels, there he goes. Dyson Daniels, he played 25 minutes in the last game. 10 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 of 8. Still a pretty good fantasy point producing player off the bench. Do not mind going to him, especially if Alvarado and all these players are still to miss again. Dyson should actually see some decent burn run out there. But for me, definitely will be Zion going up against this Houston team. I will definitely take a stab at playing Zion here in this spot. All right, going over to the last game on the slate, really kind of not too interested in this game. Phoenix, they barely play their starters 16, 15 minutes out there. So big three, they're expected to play KD, Book, and Beal. If they're going to actually play like 24 to 26 minutes, you could take a stab at either any of them. Probably if I had to put them in order, it would be Booker, Durant, Beal, if I had to put them in order or something like that. But outside of that, maybe look towards the bench. Grayson Allen, Saban Lee, we know those guys are going to get some minutes. Bobo, you can go right back there. But I'm really not too heavy in the Phoenix side, especially not with that big three playing. It's just it's not enough to go around. And then, I mean, look at the prices. They're just priced up way too high. Don't like that. Now, for the Portland side, we do have some revenge narrative for my boy DeAndre Ayton going up against his former team. If you're going to tell me DeAndre Ayton's going to go out here and play about 24, 26 minutes going up against his former team, I'll take that. They played against some overseas team, their first preseason game, so not too much to go off of out there. But Ayton, I'll take a chance on him, see what he goes out there and do going up against Nurkic. Outside of that, go with Anthony Simons. That won't be bad. Scoot, definitely could take a stab at Scoot. You can tell me Scoot's going to go out there and play about 26 minutes. I'll take a stab at that. Outside of that, really not no one else is there for me. But all right, guys, that's really going to be the breakdown. Hopefully I gave you guys something that you could take from this. Like I said, it's not enough news out yet to truly make a conciseness of, okay, hey, yeah, we're playing this. But just an idea of what you can actually go to, place to actually keep an eye on and look for. Definitely, of course, on these bigger slates. So I'm going to actually make a video later on eventually in regards to how to build your NBA DFS stuff. And one of the biggest things, of course, whenever you have a slate like this, you're going to focus in on, okay, who are the studs that I actually want to play? You're going to want about 2 to 3 studs, especially even in preseason. You're looking at 2 to 3 studs that are actually going to get the minutes to run, the burn. That's what you want. Then you're going to want to get those value plays. That's going to be your rotation pieces that are out there that are pretty good fantasy point per minute producers. Still, we're looking for minutes, but also who is getting the minutes that are really good fantasy point producers that are pretty much, I don't know, mispriced. Those are the ones that you're going to go to. And then you're looking for those low owned, not even low owned, just those bench players that are going to at least get that 20+ minute mark and that are good fantasy point per minute producers that are going to come in that people are not going to try to go to and play. And that's how you build your lineups really here in preseason and for the regular season. So really, just we gotta wait until we get some news. Luckily, a lot of these games start early, 7, 1, 2, 3, 3 7 o'clock games, 7:30, 8. So we should have honestly all the news that we really need for all these early games. Wouldn't be surprised if we really don't get too much for this Portland game right here. But either way, just save a slot for that. You should be pretty fine if you get all the stuff correct for these early games right here and be able to build correctly. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. But player pool, notes and stuff, that will be out more towards, I'll say, this afternoon. I will have that out 100% for sure. That'll be there. If you guys are trying to get that, check the link down in the description for the Patreon. All that is right there. I know this video kind of went a little bit long. Sorry about that. Hopefully you guys got some nuggets and stuff from that. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off right now. With that being said, it's your boy Zoe. Peace.